Dear Strawberry Shortcake, so here is my story, or if this is funny. I guarantee you it's funny. All right. In the early 90s, I worked mornings at a retail store. I would get off about 1 p.m. That's a good job. Across the street was a dollar theater showing second-run movies. Sometimes I would go see a show before going home. What are you, Lee Harvey Oswald? One day I go and am the only one in the theater. I'm thinking, hell yeah. Then just as the movie starts, 5 women come in, oh Jesus, and sit right in front of me in an empty theater. Of course they did. They are talking the whole time, all through the movie. Dude, whatever you said to them. At first, I'm going to get up and move. Then I'm like, I was chewing a big piece of Hubba Bubba bubble gum. So I begin rolling up these tiny balls of gum, and down the line, I begin flicking them into their hair. I managed to evenly distribute 2 whole pieces among them without getting caught. At the time, I felt this was the perfect revenge. All these years later, sometimes I wonder, go fuck yourself, thanks for all the laughs. I mean, that was kind of a chick move to do something like that. You should have said something. I mean, why didn't you just say something? Were you afraid they were going to beat you up? Why wouldn't you just be like, hey, can you ladies do me a favor and just quit your fucking yapping? Did you have to sit in front of me? I mean, you could have said a bunch of things. What were they going to do? What were they going to do? This was pre-UFC women, right? All right. Joe Burrow is ridiculously jacked for a quarterback. And this really just, it annoys me how jacked he is. I got to get in shape, man. All right. Bill, great emails. Please remind the listeners of the podcast. Here's, if you want to write in, the Monday morning podcast. I want to hear some more shit talk from the 3% of the world's population that gives a fuck about rugby. Monday morning podcast at gmail.com. That is the email. Monday morning podcast, all lowercase at gmail.com. You can send in your questions and comments. All right. I will be honest with you. I actually love the sport of rugby. And I like all of those sports. I like cricket. I like any shit. Australian rules football. The reason why I can make fun of this shit is because I watch it. I like the Premier League. The only thing that I will say that I'm not a fan of is this new slap fight shit that people are doing. I just think nowadays, with all the knowledge that we have about concussions and CTE and all of that, I mean, to just sit there and just let somebody slap you that hard across the fucking face. Like, how many times can you honestly do that? I mean, you look at like NFL enforcers and the amount of headshots those guys take, and they're trying to prevent it. Here's one for you. I don't think there's a professional fighter out there that says that they would do that for a living. Just for the simple fact that you have to let yourself get hit that hard. And you can't defend, you can't move your head or anything. You have to stand there. That's just, I just feel like that's just taking advantage of people that need money. I don't know why else you would want to do that. But maybe you do. I have no idea. So anyway, yeah, it was a great weekend, man. I was really sitting, like, the amount of shit over the years, especially like comedians that I saw that had kids. This is my impression of going to Disneyland, and they were doing that whole fucking thing of, like, standing in a line and then turning in directions and shit like that. The only thing that did suck, though, is they do that Big Brother shit when they wanted to take a picture of you before you went in there. And they go, don't worry, we get rid of it at the end of the day. It's like, no, you don't. You don't. So what I would recommend is you go in and you wear those fake lenses, the ones that color your eyes a different color, so they don't do that retina shit, whatever the fuck they're doing. I'm already in the system. It's too late for me. All right. Maybe that's why Goofy kept skipping away from me, because they didn't like what they found in their retina scan. But other than that, man, it was a great time, and getting to see my daughter and her best friend, like, they were like freaking out the night before. They had so much energy. They were so friggin' excited. And that's like literally, that's what the experience is watching them freaking out. Like, we went to breakfast, they're like, oh my God, there's Minnie Mouse. Like, just losing their minds was just so awesome. And also underrated, getting to go to something like that and I don't have to get on a fucking airplane. Here's the pro move, everybody. If you're from somewhere else, fly into John Wayne. Do not fly into LAX. You want to kill yourself. Fly into John Wayne or Long Beach, smaller airports, and then go over there that way and get yourself the turkey leg, a comfortable pair of sneakers. I didn't even go on Space Mountain. Like, that was the one. Space Mountain still is, I feel like, one of the iconic ones that's left. But I got to be honest with you, I don't fuck with Six Flags. I draw a hard line in the sand. I got stuck on a roller coaster with those guys, and I also saw I was at a Six Flags and a roller coaster rear-ended another one, and this woman fucking broke her cheekbone. And I was like, you know what? I don't need to be doing this. This fucking park is open, 24/7, 365, just about. They're running these rides. When do they have time to maintain them? When do they maintain them? When someone gets stuck on one? Maybe they don't. Maybe they're up on it. Maybe, because you got to think, though, the odds are in your favor. Let's say something positive about Six Flags. They're running those fucking things all the goddamn times. The level of fatties that get on that fucking thing and it still goes and everybody gets back safe. All right, you know what? I judged you too fast, Six Flags. But I'm all set on that. I'm all set on Six Flags. I don't mind flying past one. There's a great one up on the 5, up by like Magic Mountain, whatever you call it. I like flying by that one. But as far as getting on them, I don't think so. All right, so we got the Cowboys, 49ers are next. I think I'm liking the 49ers, but everybody I know thinks the Cowboys. It makes sense that the Cowboys, I don't know. I think a good defense beats a good offense still. I still think that happens. I'm hanging on to that's going to happen. 10 killed, 10 wounded. Dude, what in the fuck is going on in this world? What is going on in this fucking... They keep fucking showing these... Now I'm talking about it. I'm a big believer in you shouldn't talk about that stuff. When that shit happens, just fucking... I tell the people that need to know. You don't tell anybody else. You don't glorify the person that did it. And I think it goes away. But I think if you just keep showing it, right? It's like... This is like advertising for psychopaths. All right. That's sort of a dark thing to end on. But, what do you want from me? What the fuck do you want from me? All right. That's old Freckles. My condolences to the Buffalo Bills fans. I was fucking rooting for you this year. Before that almost tragic event. I thought you guys had it. God damn it. I still think you're going to get one. I think you got, you got everything in place. You just got to have the luck. You got to have all of that bullshit happen for you. All right. So next week is going to be the Bengals versus the Kansas City Chiefs in Kansas City. Can Joe Burrow and the Bengals go in there and upset them again? I think that they can. I absolutely think that they can. All right, that's it. Now they're showing pictures of this guy. This guy's still at large. Fantastic. What a fucking lunatic. All right, go fuck yourselves. I'll see you. I'll check in on you on Thursday.